Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we turn to talking more about the gross left-wing bias over at Twitter.com. That website, mostly used by people who are either not attractive enough for Instagram or not talented enough to make videos on YouTube. Well, Twitter certainly still has its uses too, but from what I've seen, it's also one of the worst websites online when it comes to liberal biases, and them pushing liberal voices and policies too. But also, they will suspend, ban, and censor right-wing conservative voices whenever they can too. In fact, another YouTube creator, Tim Pool, recently had a talk with some Twitter employees on the Joe Rogan show, and well, it didn't go too well for Twitter to say the least. Take a look at this clip.
So there are people who have general body dysphoria. You don't have rules on that. There are people who have actually amputated their own arms. You don't have rules on that. You have a very specific rule set. And more importantly, in the context of a targeted conversation, I can say a whole bunch of things that would never be considered a rule break, but that one is, which is ideologically driven.
Tim brings up a good point here. Twitter has ideologically driven rules, made to cater to transgender people and other social justice warrior subgroups. This lady who works at Twitter won't admit this at all though. It seems like their CEO, Jack, just brought this chick around to field some questions and try and take some of the heat off of him. Jack is the guy who admitted Twitter has liberal bias before too, so this isn't too surprising. But let's go ahead and see what this chick has to say anyway, because what comes out of her mouth sounds like some of the lamest corporate speak I've heard in a while.
Yeah, thank you for the feedback. I mean, we're again always learning and trying to understand different people's perspectives. And all I'll say is that our intent is not to police ideology. Our intent is to police behaviors that we view as abusive and harassment. And I hear your point of view, and it's something that I'll definitely discuss with my team.
And even in this case,
Jesus Christ, lady, you sound like an auto response from some kind of customer service email account. Can this chick even sound like a human if she tries? And look at Jack himself over there next to her. This guy is legitimately wearing a nose ring right now. And not only are those for girls, they're also for liberals and SJWs, so I guess we got a feminist here confirmed. And well, this interview was from about a month ago, and it started to get people talking about Twitter's insane liberal bias again recently too. And now, back to today. For today's story, we're going to talk about another situation that showed Twitter was not playing fair. Again, this time it was concerning an account from a recent movie that came out last weekend called Unplanned. This film is a drama based on a true story about Abby Johnson, the youngest clinic director in the history of Planned Parenthood, and something big happens to her in the flick, a life-changing experience that turns Abby into an anti-abortion activist, believe it or not. So, with that said, I think some of you might see where this is going. This Unplanned movie clearly has a pro-life, conservative message, a message that simply won't fly with the liberals and SJWs over at Twitter. Not only are they anti-conservative, they're also pro-Planned Parenthood and baby killing, because they're monsters with no feelings or emotions, sociopaths. But we're not here to discuss the issue specifically too much, not yet. No, what we're here to talk about is this insane roller coaster ride this movie and its Twitter account have gone through over the past few days. They've been banned, suspended, reinstated, and had all their followers taken away and then got them all back. So let's get some more details on this situation by reading an article from the Daily Wire called Backlash. Twitter explodes after platform appears to censor Unplanned movie. This should be good. Let's go ahead and check it out. A firestorm was ignited late on Sunday night on Twitter after scores of people began reporting that they were unable to follow the pro-life Unplanned movie, which hit theaters over the weekend. The continued problems with this movie's Twitter account come after it was mysteriously banned on Saturday and was only reinstated later in the day after widespread outrage. Twitter did not provide details on why the account was suspended. Yeah, these lefties, when they cheat you, they never tell you why. Late on Sunday, thousands of people noted that every time they tried to follow the movie's account, that their Twitter accounts automatically unfollowed the account moments later. They unfollowed Unplanned. How ironic. The Daily Wire experienced the same problem when it tried to follow the account and did not experience the same problems when following multiple other accounts at the same time. And this is what I would call a good example of the Streisand effect. Twitter tried to hide something from the people, and now it's clearly backfiring on them because more and more people are hearing about this movie because of the attempted censorship. I hadn't even heard about this before, but now that everyone is talking about this drama surrounding the movie because of Twitter, the whole censorship thing has clearly backfired on them. In fact, it's gotten so bad that the Unplanned movie account just passed Planned Parenthood itself in followers on the Twitter platform. This is a good look too because it shows that Americans and and internationals for that matter, were getting much more passionate and empathetic about babies and saving lives, as opposed to Planned Parenthood's goals, which are to kill and terminate lives. Actress Patricia Heaton tweeted, "Hey Jack, why aren't you letting me follow Unplanned movie? I've tried 8 times to support my friend Abby Johnson and Twitter won't let me. Others are having the same issue. Please correct this, thank you." Leela Rose, the founder and president of Live Action, noted that the platform had taken tens of thousands of followers away from the Unplanned account. Fortunately though, since this time, like I said before, the Unplanned movie got those followers back and then some. But this wouldn't have happened if people didn't notice this or they just let this go. So it is pretty important that some actors and public figures, like the ones we just read over, it's important that they call this shit out, because otherwise Twitter would just continue to suspend, punish, and delete its opposition, which has appeared to be its MO for a long time now. And imagine all the accounts that were deleted and unnoticed or just didn't ever come back. This one got lucky, but many others have fallen through the cracks. And think of all the prominent conservative-leaning figures who have been banned from Twitter in recent years too. Milo Yiannopoulos comes to mind, or Alex Jones, or even the liberal Sargon of Akkad. And also another conservative, a fellow YouTuber and friend of mine, James Alsop, was banned a long time ago too. And that's just naming a few off the top of my head. So yeah, it's pretty clear if you lean right or at least speak for our side on occasion, Twitter has no problem with silencing your voice for good, forever. And this right-wing censorship is especially troubling since the 2020 US presidential election is slowly approaching. Democratic candidates are already coming out in full force and, well, it looks like Twitter is also going to do what it can to make sure conservatives don't break the internet again, like what we did in 2016. And to think this is happening so shortly after that podcast Twitter did with Joe Rogan. You saw the clips. They were clearly trying to pretend they are not liberal biased, but now, a few short weeks later, and Twitter is blowing their cover once again. And this anti-pro-life stuff is nothing new for Twitter or the mainstream news media. Pushing messaging for Planned Parenthood in their lies and murderous ways has been going on for a long while now. Another Twitter account, the one we mentioned earlier, Live Action, they actually stepped up on this issue too. They made a video calling out The Daily Show, who helped spread Planned Parenthood's pro-abortion, pro-baby killing propaganda. Take a look at this.
We're not the ones that made healthcare political. It's our duty to fight back with everything we have because it's about people's lives.
Yeah, I always felt like Planned Parenthood pushed it a little too far over the years, and it's been getting worse. Sure, helping women and families with their contraceptives and pregnancies is a good and noble cause, but the way Planned Parenthood is getting so political and so into it is kind of starting to become disturbing. Like, it's one thing to offer termination as a worst case scenario, but pushing for people to have more and more abortions is just wrong and sick to me. And politicizing this whole situation makes it even worse too. I don't think an organization like Planned Parenthood should even have a spokesperson or anything like that, especially not someone getting political on The Daily Show, or one saying they want to get more political, like the other lady said, which was mentioned in the video. Really, if they want to be a charitable organization like they claim, they should just be out there and be open and ready to support ladies who come in. But instead, as we've seen, Planned Parenthood is basically a corporation who is lobbying politically and promoting their product across the country. Wouldn't be so bad if they were selling body wash or offering free dental work or something either, but they're not. Planned Parenthood is promoting the termination of unborn babies, which just sounds like a totally gross and sick endeavor, if you ask me.
Getting breast and cervical cancer screenings. Some of our health centers even provide mental health services, prenatal care.
Here, the Planned Parenthood lady is trying to act like their organization offers all these other services too. This is an effort to change their image or something. I guess being known for aborting over 300,000 babies a year isn't the best look over time, especially with America turning against abortions more and more each day. And as this fact checker states, those other services make up a very small, insignificant amount of Planned Parenthood's workload, especially when compared to the growing numbers of abortions they give. In the end, we can clearly see the Unplanned movie is achieving many of its goals already, just a few days after its release this past weekend. They've already raised awareness for their pro-life cause, which was actually helped by them getting censored by Twitter, ironically enough. Yeah, Twitter Barbara Streisand this thing so bad, more people actually heard about the movie because of their shenanigans. And since more people heard about this movie, more people also heard about their message of pro-life, which is always a good thing if you ask me. Also, on the flip side, this Twitter censorship of Unplanned made more people look into Planned Parenthood and their shady ways, and see how bad that side of the argument is, which is opposed to this movie. And Planned Parenthood, of course, is also on the side of Twitter and the social justice warriors. And well, as we saw in some bits of that video, Planned Parenthood is not looking too good right now. In fact, the pro-life Unplanned movie side is succeeding so well here, the movie has become a huge success at the box office, doubling its predicted sales and earning an A+ audience score too. And it's even broken some other records for indie movies. And finally, I must add, the Unplanned movie is so hot right now, Vice President Mike Pence even tweeted about it, saying this: "So good to see movie theaters across the country showing Unplanned movie, a deeply inspiring new pro-life film based on the best-selling book by Abby Johnson. More and more Americans are embracing the sanctity of life because of powerful stories like this one. #Unplanned. Well put, Vice President, and well done to the Unplanned movie and its production team." What do you guys think? Should Twitter be called out more for its overt liberal bias? How fun is it to see this censorship of Unplanned backfire on Twitter and cause the movie to get more popular? And do you plan on seeing this film yourself in the theater? I know my interest is peaked now, so I may have to go check out a matinee or something sometime soon. Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.